Whatever I speak in the next 7, 8, 10 minutes, first of all, let me tell you that that is not a prescription. It's a description. It is not the perfect answer to all your questions. The perfect answer is you. Whatever I say or whatever I speak is not the only way that will work or that will not work. It's a reflection, a reminder, a guide. I am not giving you any solution. The solution is you. As Bhagavad Gita says, you have the right to act, but not to the fruits of action. So start acting, focus on doing, and not on the outcome. The title of my talk is, Why You Should Be an MBA Every Day. What's an MBA? When I say MBA, I don't mean the degree. I mean the mindset. MBA means my better avatar. A version of me that's more aware, that's more enlightened, that's more willing to help others, that's more grounded, more intentional, more genuine, more thorough, more knowledgeable, more enlightened. MBA is not something that you get from a college. MBA is something you build day by day. MBA is your path to leadership. Leadership begins when we ask, how can I live better? And more importantly, how can I help others grow? Now, all of you must be wondering by now that there are so many struggles in life, so many things that I'm already struggling with. Where does this leadership, this enlightenment come into picture? Okay, what is struggle? Struggle wears many faces. Struggle is a limp body, a restless mind, a heavy heart. The world keeps moving and you think everything has come to a standstill. At that point of time, the issue is not defeat. The issue is exceeding or accepting defeat. मैं हार जाऊं कोई दिक्कत नहीं, दिक्कत तब है अगर मैं हार मान लूं. Do not yield to weakness, arise. And this is what Lord Krishna also said to Arjuna. Don't yield to weakness, arise, O Arjuna. And even in stillness, you can find purpose. Even in struggles, even in failures, you can find your inspiration. Now, all this is very good, but how do you stay aligned to your purpose, to your final target in life? Is there a framework? One framework that I use is CCD. Clarity, consistency, discipline. Clarity of why. Why are you doing things? For example, why did you come here today to listen to this talk, or people who are listening to this talk, who will listen to recordings, etc.? Why will they do it? Consistency of how. How will you improve yourself? How will you become an MBA? And discipline of what? What all will you do to make sure that you are an MBA? Now, when you become as an individual, finally all of you are part of organizations. Your organization can be your school, can be your company, can be something that you founded, can be something you're working for. Your family is also an organization. Every organization is built on PPT. People, process, technology. Technology can be outsourced. Processes can be built. It's people who make or break a company. That's why all the great leaders follow PPF, invest in PPF. What is PPF? Put people first. Finally, it's the people who will make or break your organization. And this is not a strategy, this is a philosophy. And my industry, fintech, this is where fintech is playing its part also. At its best, fintech is not about faster checkouts or slicker apps. Fintech is that also, but fintech is more about access. It is about how you get a freelancer start his or her job and start accepting payments. How do you let a gig worker accept credit with dignity and sitting at home? Fintech is something which is opening up credit, identity, dignity. Is it a business? Yes, it is a business. But it's also a bridge for people who waited too long. People who waited too long for this change to happen. And fintech is bringing access to people who thought that everything had stood still where the world was moving on. How do you move from pause to progress, from uncertainty to contribution? You begin to realize that leadership is not about target. Leadership is about meaning. And always remember, the most valuable leaders are followed not because they are in a position or they are begin the hierarchy. They are followed because they make you better. You don't need control. You need clarity and care. As I told you about the CCD part, you need clarity, consistency, and discipline. And that is my own framework. How do you decide when you interact with the world? If you are part of an organization, follow the OTP principle. Organization greater than team, greater than person. Anything that's good for your org is more valuable than something that's better for your team. There's something which is better for you as a person. And you must contribute in the PTO way. First, contribute as a person, then as a team, then as an organization, and make others grow with you. As my mentor and my boss tells me, people say it's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top because they want to go there alone. If all of us can go there together, it won't be lonely at the top. So start. Now, in the last 5-7 minutes, what we have figured out is that there are a lot of things around there, a lot of wisdom out there, a lot of frameworks out there. How do you adopt to this wisdom? That's by doing. याद रखो, अकल बादाम खाने से नहीं, धक्के खाने से आती है. People who are grounded, people who struggled on the field, people who've endured pain, endured suffering, they are always wiser. And there's an inherent value. Take a 500 rupee note in your hand, a crisp note. It's worth 500 rupees. उसको ऐसे मसल दो. It is still 500 rupees. Put it on the ground, it's still 500 rupees. Stand on top of it, it's still 500 rupees. Because the note has inherent value inside. And this is what the value you should recognize. This is the value that you should have inside you. In the last 5-7 minutes, we've studied frameworks, we've studied how you perform in action, how you interact with organizations. I ask you, who is your better avatar? What will you do today when you step out of this hall, when you go home, and when you are listening to me, what will you do after this talk to make yourself a better avatar? Many of us will say, I am not a leader because I don't have the position, I don't have that power. Understand, you don't need a title to lead, you don't need a mic to inspire, you don't need a degree to grow. All you need is the courage to rise, the will to serve, and the commitment to lead with intention. Try to become what I call an FMCG, friend, mentor, coach, guide. And you should be something what the world can look up to. Don't become dependent, become dependable. You should be the first person to call whenever someone needs you. Because in the end, it's not how far you go, it's about how many people you help move forward to. Thank you very much. Thank you.